push-ups. I've been doing sit-ups. I've been doing chin-ups. I've been doing pull-ups. I threw up once, but I'm okay now.
And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ysn Power Hour. DJ Yoakley with you, joined by Richie Giuliano and a very special guest we'll get to in a second. And this is not the Ysn headquarters. As you can see behind me, we are here at beautiful Mill Creek Golf Course, the home of the AJGA Junior Golf Tournament, and it's sponsored by Mercy Health Foundation. And with that, we waste no time. Joining us, Paul Homick, the president of the Mercy Health Foundation. Sir, welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here. Thanks for having us, and certainly been a great couple of days so far, and we have a few more to go.
It certainly has, and the weather's cooperated for all parts except for about 10 minutes ago, and a little rumble.
Right, a little rumble, but it looks like the sun is just coming out as you say that, so good job.
See, speaking of new existence, right? So Paul, this is the first year that Mercy Health has taken over, and it has been, I have to say, an absolute seamless transition from one sponsor to the next, which people kind of take for granted. But you guys did your due diligence. You brought in Mike to do the announcing on Monday, which I thought was phenomenal. Talk about the legwork that goes into something like this.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it is absolutely a great pleasure for us to be able to host this and to be able to sponsor this. And we have some phenomenal partners who have helped as well. The Howard and Jean Kerr Charitable Foundation at Farmers Trust, Meridian Healthcare, and the Mercy Health Foundation. We all collaborated together because we understand how important this event is for our community. Over $1 million in community benefit, economic benefit to the community for just this 1 week, plus the opportunity to be out here, see some phenomenal kids, some phenomenal golfers. Really, they're not kids, you know, they're in their teens, but boy, are they great. They're great golfers. Had the pleasure to golf with some of them on Monday, but it's an important thing for our community. We wanted to keep this event here. Mike Sinchak and the Mahoning Valley Hospital Foundation did such a great job over the last few years in bringing this here. And Mike and I had a conversation last year and said, is there something we can do? And we said, yeah, you know what? We're going to tackle this because we want this event in our community, not only for the economic benefit, but also to show it off a bit. We have Donald Ross design courses here in this community right here. We're sitting on one right now. And they're great opportunities for us to showcase what we have and show these up and coming golfers just how wonderful our community is, and we want to see them back.
Absolutely. And I think one of the biggest things, most people think when sponsors do things, it's just to see their brand on a trophy or on a shirt, whatever it is. You guys are all hands on deck. You make sure that people know your presence because you care. Why is that part so important to you in Mercy Health Foundation?
Well, at the Mercy Health Foundation, our primary objective is to make certain that we have in our valley here the best possible health care available to all of our residents and all of our visitors, regardless of ability to pay. And that's our primary focus. However, we also realize that part of being a good community partner is to ensure that our community prospers, and bringing $1 million into the community for an event like this is just, you know, part of that mission as well, making certain that we as a community thrive as well. And it's important, I think, that we collaborate together. As I mentioned, our groups, our individuals who pulled together to make this happen. It's important that we showcase too how we are collaborators and we really put our minds together to get things accomplished. But you know, to your question, Yeah, it's important that folks know that this is what we have done, but I think it's even more important to know that the impact that we're making, and that's why we like to see our name on events like this.
Now, this isn't the only year that your name's going to be on label of the AGJA tournament. So you guys
Right.
are a sponsor for a couple of years now. What goes into a long year contract like this with the
Sure.
AJGA?
Well, what we first did is got together a group of individuals who are willing to help us fund this, because it's one organization is it's hard for us to do alone. So that's why we bring people together. The other thing that is part of this is working closely with Mill Creek here, and this is a fantastic team, and what a community asset, not only this golf course but everything they offer to us. And so we work very, very closely with them and the AJGA as well. The AJGA does a lot of the back work, if you will, to bring the golfers here and to help set up the tournament, and to ensure that all of the rules are followed, and that these participants are being looked at with the ambition that they will someday be a pro golfer. And so it's a lot of collaboration, a lot of work goes into it, a lot of background work goes into it, but it's truly a great team effort, on behalf of AJGA, Mill Creek, Brian Tolner, who is our golf pro here, our foundation, and the others who have been a part of this.
What I've been so impressed with is how engaged that not only Mercy Health and Mercy Health Foundation and all the sponsors have been with youth sports in general, not just golf, but everywhere. You understand that this generation, whether it be from 10U all the way up to the 18Us, how important they are to be involved in the community, to stay in the community, be proud of the communities that they live in.
Absolutely.
Explain that a little bit, Paul, why it's so important to be engaged and have them engage with you.
Well, first and foremost, we should all be proud of the Mahoning Valley. We absolutely have a great place to live, to work, to call our home, and a place that really offers so very, very much. So that pride, that community pride, and that wanting us to even be better than we are. We obviously have been through a lot of difficulty over the last 30 years or so, but we also have a vision for the future, and to keep and retain that young talent, that's incredibly important. To bring people in from out of town, I think that's incredibly important as well. And here we have an opportunity to showcase, I believe there are 3 countries represented this year.
Yep.
And all of these young golfers and their families are with them to come here and take a look and enjoy this great golf course, our community, the restaurants that we have to offer, the other recreational activities that we have to offer. It's something that we all should be very, very proud of, and we should all be doing, and we should all be a part of. And so from the foundation standpoint, we're so happy to be able to do that. From Mercy Health standpoint, we realize that we are not only the provider of healthcare, but we're also a member of this community. And that is something that is very, very important to us and our mission.
Now, you alluded to the future and what the Mercy Health Foundation puts for the future of, not just these kids, but, also the adults that are in this community.
Absolutely.
Maybe highlight some of the future events that's coming up for the Mercy Health Foundation.
Well, of course, Panerathon is our big event,
Right.
which will be coming up on the 28th of August this year. After we did take a year off because of the pandemic, and then last year we brought it back, but it was about a quarter of the size. So this year we're looking forward to another 11,000 or so participant Panerathon, which is such an important and such a great community event, and that whole weekend is really exciting for us. So we're looking forward to that, of course. But with our foundation, we do rely upon our community partners, the folks in the community, to help us so that we can support the work of healthcare in our neighborhoods and in our communities, taking healthcare into the community where it is needed the most, where we have folks who who may not be able to get to the hospitals or may not be able to get to doctors' offices. So we have the Joni on the Go mobile mammography van, for example, that goes right into the community. Our dental clinic has 3 vans that go into the community where people need that care. And that's what we try to do, is bring that care and make certain everyone has access to care, regardless of ability to pay. So we are looking at many opportunities here in the future, Panerathon, but then we have our the Hospice of the Valley golf outing coming up, and that's coming up here in September. So just a couple of the things that we're doing, trying to engage our community partners with.
So from a standpoint of if someone wants to help support the mission, how would they go
Absolutely.
about doing that?
Well, they certainly can take a look at our website, which is, go onto the mercy.com website, and you can get a link right over to our foundation very, very easily. But also they can call us if they somebody wants to help us to provide the best possible care in their community. Give us a call at 330-729-1180. And we're very, very happy to talk about what we do and the programs that we have and the ways that many people can support us.
Paul, it's been an honor and a pleasure to meet you, to sit down with you, to chop it up a little bit. Looking forward to many, many years to come and helping you guys in any way you need here at YSN. Thank you for your time.
You got it. Thank you so much. And thanks for being here as well. Your support means the world to us as well.
Our pleasure. And we're going to be back with YSN Power Hour right after this, after the break from these great supporters of ours. Reliability, innovation, scale. These 3 values are those we look forward to in our business and in our team. If you're ready for a reliable employer who looks constantly to think outside the box in big ways, we're ready for you. Apply now. Help us push the envelope and deliver success. Envelope 1. Take that one extra step.
Before the lights come on, before the workday begins, before a long day is ended, or it's time to have fun, it all starts with the people at Joe Dickey Electric. From replacing a light fixture in your home to building a substation for your business, no job is too big or too small. The people of Joe Dickey Electric power them all. Joe Dickey Electric, over 60 years of powering the Mahoning Valley.
You're not waiting to see what the world has in store for you. It's more about what you have in store for the world. All you need is the opportunity. All you need are the resources of a large university and the advantages of a personalized academic setting where you can experience new worlds in the arts and sciences, business, and education and make them your own. We are where you shape your future. We are Youngstown State University and proud.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Welcome on back to the YSN Power Hour. DJ Oakley with you, Richie Giuliano as well. And we're joined by another special guest here on the Power Hour. But before we get to this guy, and he gets enough FaceTime, you're on YSN almost more than I am, Minter. We're gonna get to thank one more time Paul Homick and Richie. What a great guy. Yeah. A genuine guy who, when you think about it, all the things that Mercy Health and the Mercy Health Foundation does, and they have their hands into for the benefit of people in our valley, and that's the direct benefit. Yep. And like this tournament, people don't realize it brings in over $1 million this week to our area. And we were talking to some people earlier, and part of the complaint was, you might have to wait a little longer than 30 minutes for a table. But that's a good thing, folks, because with inflation and all the things going up, you want these restaurants and local restaurants being, used, because that keeps the money where it is. Rich, talk about Paul. I mean, you were sitting right next to him. I mean, that's a great guy.
And without Paul, this tournament might not be at Mill Creek Golf Course this year. And he talked about that and how the Mercy Health Foundation wanted to keep it here in Youngstown and, keep it local for not just this year, but a couple years. They have a 3-year deal, I believe, with Mill Creek Metro Parks and the golf course to be able to keep this tournament alive and keep it in the Youngstown area. So, we tip our cap to him and his entire foundation and what they've done, not just, for this Boardman area, but the entire valley as a whole.
So I don't know if you guys heard that siren go off in the middle of our interview with Paul. That means all the golfers have to get off the course, means there's weather coming. But with weather comes our very own meteorologist here at YSN. It is Scotty, the meteorologist Mincher. Scotty, what is popping up in the neighborhood today?
Oh, man, I brought some of the sunshine back. It stopped. It was raining for a brief period, but it just feels amazing to be here again. What a beautiful day this is.
Well, it is a gorgeous day. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. A beautiful day, a little bit muggy. If my back could talk right now, it would be underwater. But Scotty, explain to the people why, when it was raining, you decided not to go under the tent like any normal human being.
Oh, I just I wasn't getting hit, and I'm the type of guy. I like when things get, you have to embrace the elements. I'd like to get a little bit of rain on me.
You're just trying to get a free shower, aren't you?
Yeah. Free shower out of it.
Well, Scotty, obviously, you're a golf fan. It's a beautiful day out here, beautiful course. But one of the things that you wanted to talk about, as we completely do a terrible segue into this, is the Texas shootout in baseball. That was the worst segue ever. Talk about the Texas shootout, what you like, what you don't.
Well, I just wanted to say, especially after watching the Guardians game last night against the Twins, when they first decided they were going to do this in extras, I wasn't really a big fan of it at all, mostly because baseball is such a numbers game, and I felt like, it was kind of too big of a shortcut in the game. At first, I just thought that, you were, it was just a way to speed up the game, but it wouldn't really make the game better. But lately, my thoughts on it is totally flipped. I think a lot of times when you get in the 15, 16, 17 inning games, a lot of people don't want to stay because they got to work the next day. I think this adds more strategy to the game and excitement. But what do you guys think? Not only about the Texas shootout rule, but also, baseball having the 7-inning double headers for a year, and now they don't. Like, what do you think about what baseball has done? It seems like they can't really make up their mind, but I gotta say, I really like the Texas shootout, and I didn't think I would ever say that when they first implemented it.
So here's the first one. I love the Texas shootout. Like, love it. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm at an 8. Love the 7-inning doubleheaders. I think baseball should be a 7-inning game nowadays. I know, Richie, you're probably going to disagree with that. But here's what I absolutely love more than anything. And Rich, I want you to go into this. The way the scrappers do the extra innings. Yeah. I love it. Love it. Talk to me about it. First off, explain it. Because I'm not sure I'm hitting on all cylinders about it, but I know that when it was explained to me, I fell in love.
So after 9, they play 1/2 inning. So the home manager decides at home plate before the game with the umpiring crew and the visiting manager whether he wants to be on the offensive or defensive side. So the offense gets a runner at first with nobody out. And the last batted out the inning before in the 9th is their runner at first.
Right.
So he goes to first base. If they don't score, they lose. If they score, they win.
I love it.
It's pretty simple.
I love it.
And it's quick. Don't get me wrong, because you're only playing 1/2 an inning. It could be 5 minutes. It could be 10 minutes. But I really do love the Texas shootout. going back to what Scotty was talking about, because it adds so much strategy. Because depending on what part of the lineup you're at, you could either bunt that guy to third, you could try and hit away. From a pitching standpoint, we saw the Twins and the Guardians in it last night. They were pitching around batters because they had a base open at first. And, it's all a managerial decision to where, do we want to put this guy on base? Do we want to go at him? It's all numbers and statistics at that point. And, one base hit can decide that ball game. So I really like the Texas shootout, to what Scotty was going back to. But, the extra inning rule is unique in the MLB Draft League. And I think it's something that the major leagues are trying to test out, because I think they're trying to find a new extra inning rule. I think this is just a temporary fix for the MLB with the Texas shootout. So I think this is one of their minor league systems where, they've tried out different things to where they put a runner at second and a full count in a couple of leagues in independent ball. So this is just another experimental factor for Major League Baseball.
I'm a huge fan, like big fan, because second base, you can bunt a runner over at third, and then the odds are they're going to score, right? And I think that's what they want in the Texas shootout. But what they're trying to get away from is both teams being able to do that, right? And I think that the MLB Draft League rule, which is score, you win, don't score, you lose, is more final. It's more like execute, and we're actually going to finish this game in a nice time continuum. So did I just say time continuum? What am I, like Doctor Strange? So I think that at the end of it, for me, it's okay. Major leagues, do you want the game to end at a reasonable time, or do you want just more competitive balance amongst these teams if it's a tie ball game? Scotty?
Yeah, I mean, I've never really cared about the length of baseball. I'm kind of like a dinosaur in that aspect. When I was always, fine with the pace of the game. I do think it, there is a competitive, balance there, and you could even make the argument with the away team, getting the crack at it first. You can make the argument that they're at the advantage because they have a chance to take the lead, score the winning run first. So I think that adds a lot of, there's a lot of narrative there and a lot of excitement. I love baseball. If a game's 3 hours, even if it's over 4, if it's a great game, I don't care. But I think we live in a society now where, everything's at the tip of our fingers. You could get everything so fast, so quickly that I think they kind of wanted to speed up the game and add more, balance.
Sure, absolutely.
Competition for lesser teams. But I got to say, I never really have had a problem with the pace. But I don't know. I know it sounds like a contradiction because I'm saying I don't have a problem with the pace, but then I love the Texas shootout rule. But I just think there's more strategy with it now, with that runner starting at second. That's what I like.
Priscilla McKinley chiming in says she is ready for high school football. Well, Priscilla, you won't have to wait very long because at the end of the day, we've got less than 24 hours until some high school football you can take in for the Penn Ohio game, which you can see right here on YSN. I will be along with the call. We had some opportunities for Mic'd Up, which you'll get later on tonight, probably a late cut. And if you're a fan of getting like into the Huddle Boys, you're not going to want to miss this because all I have to say is AJ Stallsmith makes this an unbelievable mic'd up segment, a level up segment, unlike the ones that we've ever had before. And from my standpoint, it was fun to put together. Looking forward to it. But when you guys, I mean, you're casual sports fans, a little bit more than casual, like I am. Are you guys ready for high school football? Do you embrace high school football in the month of June?
Well, I think high school football is the biggest sport in this valley. Sure. When you look at, the crowds that you get on Friday nights and, communities really rally around this sport when it comes to tailgating before games. And ultimately it's a community event, just kind of like we talked about with Paul Homick, and supporting the community and supporting the Mahoning Valley. Football is one of the best ways to do it. And, with the Penn Ohio game that you're going to have coming up, and, a gorgeous facility there that you're going to feature. So, it's going to be really cool to see that tomorrow night. Unfortunately, I won't be able to watch most of it because of the Scrappers.
You'll be somewhere else.
I'll catch the
business.
replay. So, but I'm excited.
I think everybody is, just a little bit. Like, for me, it's a different kind of excitement. For me, it's those bubble guts, because I know that we're like a month and a half away from the real stuff. So
it's more of your nerves.
Oh, my nerves are shot. After tomorrow, my nerves will be shot because I know what's coming. I know what's standing on the horizon, waiting for me like a monster in the closet on for a 4-year-old, right? So, Scotty, from your standpoint, do you get excited about football halfway through June?
Oh yeah, I definitely do, and I try to find a balance of not getting like too excited and kind of rushing the summer season away. When high school starts, there's still about a month of summer to go technically, because it doesn't end till September 21st or whatever. But it's just like I try to get excited, but curves my excitement at least a little bit. But it's tough, just living in this area and just the success, in the fun times I had with YSN, being part of the audible call. Like, it's just tough not to like count that.
Get ramped up for it. I respect that. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Rich, you and I have a lot of golf to talk about.
Yes, we do.
We got some winners. We got some of the you don't want to call them losers, but they just weren't up. Yeah, they were placers. Because here's the thing. None of these kids, I'm telling you, and this isn't the participation trophy. This is legitimately, we tried our damnedest. We're going to get Quinn on here as well, and we're going to talk about our golf game. And how it's stacked up against these AJGA. I'm going to call them pros.
Yeah.
I know they're not professionals. They're not being paid. They're amateurs. But these junior professionals were unbelievable. And we'll talk about our experience on Monday. All that and more when we the YSN Power Hour, brought to you by these great sponsors.
It means the world to me to know that what we're doing is impacting people. And whether it's simply I got to watch my son or daughter when I was out of town, or we just love watching YSN. We love what you do for our son or daughter. So whenever someone says thank you or someone is appreciative of what we're doing, it tells me everyone at YSN is doing what we initially set out to do, which is shine a light on these athletes and help them kind of promote themselves. My name's Anthony Hartwig, and my sports network is your sports network.
Every customer has a story, and at Greenwood Chevrolet, we are committed to making sure it ends with you in the right vehicle. I get to be part of somebody's adventure, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their finances. They trust me to take care of them, and they trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
We are Kent State in the Valley. Start and finish one of more than 25 bachelor's or associate degree programs, or start one of Kent State's 280 majors. With low tuition, public, and plenty of scholarship opportunities, we will help you maximize your education and minimize student debt. Enjoy the benefits of a smaller campus with all the opportunities of a large university. Save money, stay close to home. Apply today by visiting kent.edu/Trumbull.
WRS Wealth Advisors is the area's premier wealth and retirement specialist. With our combined 70 years experience, WRS Wealth Advisors is the area's premier wealth and retirement specialist. Call 330-965-0370 to learn more about our individual and corporate financial planning services, or visit WRSwealth.com. Good luck, athletes!
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the YSN Power Hour live from Mill Creek Golf Course here at the AJGA Mercy Health Foundation. Well, it was the junior amateur on Monday, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But we have the leaderboards taken care of. The event, the first event, has come to a conclusion, and the preview it was going to start, but they blew the whistle. So we don't know the status of that right now. But Richie, I know you got the leaderboard with you.
Yep.
Talk about let's start out with the ladies first, if you don't mind. Talk about, where our girl ended up and who ended up winning the whole thing.
Yeah, so Alexis Oulet won the whole thing. She was 1 under after 3 rounds. Today she shot a 68, which is 2 under par. She eagled the 10th hole, which was 330 from the tee box, from where the girls tee it off. So she either chipped in or she drove an absolute monster shot down the fairway and rolled up on the green. But behind her was another Canadian, and Sophie Bergault, who was 3 over. And she's finished, and she shot a even par in the first and second rounds, but she was just 3 over here today to go 3 over par overall. And then Michelle Ho from San Ramon, California, a freshman in high school right now, she shot 4 over as well, and she had a 1 under round in the last round. So some impressive numbers there from the girls' side, and we'll flip it over to the boys. Sure. Braden Miller was the winner, 4 under, 2 negative rounds, 66 on the second round yesterday. That's 4 under par, and then 1 under today. And when you look at his final scorecard from today, Braden Miller ended up having 4 birdies and just 3 bogeys, and the rest were pars. So he had an unbelievable round. And then Mihir Roperia was behind him from Cranberry, New Jersey, just 1 over. And Vihav Kumar from Windermere, Florida, which is a big golf area down in Florida. He was just 1 over as well through his final. So some really impressive numbers. Being 1 over and 4 under is unbelievable. Braden Miller actually placed top 15 in his state qualifier this year in Indiana. So he's a talented guy, and he's 14 years old. He's just a freshman.
And he's still got another year of this, because you can age out at 15, or after 15. You can't be there 16. So you think he's got another year. How good can he get? And you wonder. But these kids, 1 year makes a load of difference. I mean, look at baseball. Yeah. The difference between 11U and 12U, it's just a miraculous difference. So when you think about, especially 14 going on 15, you start getting those muscles. You start pumping iron a little bit. But it's amazing to see what these kids can do on a regular basis. Quinn Pushkar joins us, and guys, we went out with Eliana from Canada. And she showed us a thing or two. And when I say a thing or two, she showed us up and out, because we had no shot against her. And that is, she was laughing at me, the majority of it, for that part. But what was the most impressive thing you guys took away from Monday about being able to golf with some of these AJGA golfers?
I think the golf IQ, and Quinn and I were sitting in the same cart together, and there was a particular hole, and it was a par 4 with skinny side on the left with trees, and then the right was a little bit open. And she talked about her approach at the tee box, and Quinn and I are watching her drive throughout the most of the day, and we're like, she's just hitting absolute missiles down the middle of the fairway. We're like, why is she not hitting her driver here? What'd she pull out, a 5 wood, I think? A 7?
7 wood.
A 7 wood, and put it right down the middle. Perfect distance to get to the fairway on the second shot to get the green in regulation. And we just asked her, we're like, why didn't you hit your driver there? And then she brought us through the whole situation of, my driver's been moving a little right on me today, and if I missed the shot, I'd be in the rough, and there's a tree that's hanging over on this right side of the fairway, so I wouldn't have a good look in for the green. So just the IQ of some of these golfers, and they're all 12, 13 years old. It's like, I just go up there and hack the ball in my driver and hope that it lands somewhere in the fairway, or at least a manageable rough. And these players are legit. They're really smart, and that's really what separates us from them.
You?
Yeah, I mean that, and I would say patience. They have a lot of patience we don't have. Like Richie said, grip it and rip it mentality. That's where I'm at. They're all of them. They're lining up putts. They're looking at it, reading it. I'm looking at it. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to just try to hit it straight.
And that's the difference. I mean, you look at the kind of what we're trying to do is just put the ball in the hole, and they're trying to do it under par.
Yep.
Like, I'm lucky to get it in the hole, period, not just under par. But the nice thing was it was a scramble for us.
Yep.
We could take the AJGA first drive, but we had to play our own ball after that. And I'll be honest, boys, we did some nice putting on
We were
Monday.
pretty solid. I mean,
I was pretty excited.
what were we, 1 under after the day? I mean,
Something like that.
One
or
under?
Even. Something.
no.
Ever. And with my handicap, we were like 40 under. And we still lost. Thanks to, here, make sure I get this. Thanks to Eagle on the 16th, 17th, and 18th. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Now, we cheated, but at least we own up to it. Okay? There's no doubt about it. At least we own up to it. They're trying to play like that was legit. There's no way. One of them had to be a hole-in-one for an Eagle.
Yeah, because it was a par 3 on the final, right? The 17th hole's a par 3. So they would have had a hole-in-one that.
Listen, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. I get that part. And these bugs are not helping us at all. Like, one just flew into my eye and my nose at the same time. I didn't even know where to bat him away first. Again, we're here. We're here at beautiful Mill Creek. I don't know why I just changed the camera. We're here at beautiful Mill Creek Golf Course. Brian Tonar, obviously a huge part of what we do here, a great partner for us. And I think we might have, are we going to get an interview? No. They're just going right back into the course. Back on out. What's going on, dude? They're going back out on the course. Yes, sir.
Take my spot.
We got jokesters here. They can do golf really well. Podcasting, there's no chance.
No.
I still think we own the day on podcasting, Rich. What do you say?
Hey, golf and podcasting, two completely different ideas. And this isn't really a podcast, it's a formal show.
Yeah.
I mean, there's cameras involved, and there's a lot of equipment
It's a
that
formal
is
podcast
set up for this. And
what was that? Formal sports.
Formal sports podcast. But anyway, I mean, they're about to go back out there. I think the siren blew again. So
if it blows twice, it means they're allowed back out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I've never played.
I'm
That's what I
guessing.
assume, because they're all walking out.
Yeah. And it's like they're ready to go. And they walked over like they were going to be on the show. So it threw us off because we're actually supposed to have people on the show. And I'm like thinking, oh, okay, these are our people. And the one guy goes, this is where the podcast is, and just kept on rolling.
Hey, come on.
Come on. You want some time? You want some FaceTime? So let's talk about, like, I don't want to get into great details, especially with Quinn, but 12 years old, right? Eliana's 12 years old, graduates, I think, 2027. So when you look at that, what were you doing when you were 12 years old? And was it anything close to trying to be a professional on this level?
I was playing travel baseball with my buddies for the Mahoning Valley Heat, which was just pretty much a camp field team at that point. And we were just playing for fun, traveling to like Parma and Twinsburg, just having fun and, playing with your friends. But I mean, these girls and gals are playing for like points. Like, this is legit. Like, this is 5 stars. Like, if you go out there and win, you get 5 stars, and it's all through a big website. And, there are some huge names that have come out of the AJGA. Tiger Woods was a part of this association.
Was he really?
Phil Mickelson
I knew Phil
was a part of this association. So, these are the rising stars of, the upcoming centuries for professional golfers.
Quinn, what were you doing when you were 12? Probably the same things you're doing when you're going to be 30.
Yep. Basketball.
Yep.
And getting worked in the cul-de-sac by the guy sitting next to me. So.
Were you part of the Miami Heat?
Miami Heat.
I was not.
Were you the trainer?
No, we were Ohio Lakers.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you what was it? The
Mahoning Valley
Heat.
Canfield
Same
Cardinals
thing.
All-Star team. That's all that was.
You guys had Bosch on your team and LeBron. You guys just had to. What were the uniforms like?
Oh, they're sweet. They had they were black with heat across the chest.
Like
with
the
that
Miami
line
Heat?
under. No.
Oh.
And then we had like a heat patch on the sleeve. They're pretty cool.
You still have it?
It's actually
He wears it outside every day.
Does he?
My mom
Takes batting practice in it.
He does.
Did you have I'm gonna guess you have a blanket.
Yes.
Yes.
It's on the blanket.
Amen.
Somewhere.
Amen. And now, does Josh have a blanket now too?
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, Quinn, do you have a blanket?
Hell no. God no.
These bugs. Like people. We're getting text messages
why I
like,
stay
stop
inside.
swatting. Like, these bugs are attacking us. Like, this is, we're going to call the Mill Creek Police Department or whatever, the security.
I felt bad for Paul. He was sitting over here trying to change his mic and wipe off that bug. And I don't know what flew on him, but it was just attached to him. It was like stuck to him.
They've been, and it's not just us. Like, Brian came over and Stacy for a little while to talk with us, and you know, they were being attacked too. So I feel like it's not just the visitors. It's, you know, they're going to attack whoever's around. So the bugs have no priority. They just go at whatever and whoever they can. So what was the hardest part about Monday? This is a very challenging course, guys.
It's ridiculously hard. And that's why they have an AJGA tournament here, because of how challenging this course actually is. When you play the South course, it's really tight, a lot of trees on both sides of the fairway. So if you're not accurate with your driver, it's perhaps you're done.
Are you accurate? Because I'm not.
I mean, none of us are. I mean, that's why
we killed more trees than Dunder Mifflin.
To the right, the trees. Like, I know exactly where.
You have no idea where you're going.
Absolutely,
You have
the
no.
trees up the right side.
Then why don't you aim like I do?
Where it's going.
Everybody
It
laughs
doesn't
at me when I
matter, it
aim
still
this
goes
way,
there.
and the thing still it goes straight down the pipe. But nobody ever does it because they want to get laughed at.
You know, the greens are really challenging here too, and that's one thing we kind of learned on Monday. And it took us, you know, all 3 putts to put that ball in the hole. I'll tell you that. We burned the edge a couple of times as well, and you know, it's just a challenging, really just difficult course overall, and that's why they play it here, and that's why all of, you know, the regular people that want to play are on the north side, like Dan Bertolini.
Oh, there
But
we
he's
go.
Good. Berto's really good.
Well, let's not give him too much credit. Let's not, like, Berto, I love you very much. We're not going to give you too much credit on our show because you don't appear on our show. You hide. You say I hide from you. You're hiding from me. You're hiding from the Power Hour because you're out there golfing. You could be here. You could be on the world's greatest podcast at 3:00 Eastern Standard Time, but you're not. You're on the links. That's all I got for Danny. It's really just a fake promo. I love him. I do. I got nothing but love for the guy. I don't know why I just tried to cut a promo like wrestling on him. If you smell what the yolk is cooking.
The yolk man. The egg man.
Aw,
we got to talk about that.
All right, go ahead.
So when we pull up to the first tee box, and granted, we're the first tee time of the day. And I think Brian did that on purpose, by the way.
No, Brian would never do anything to embarrass us on purpose. Never.
So we pull up to the first tee box, and even Eliana was like, I've never had this happen before in my life. And she's played in how many of these Junior Golf Association tournaments over her 5 years that she's been a part of this organization. But we pull up, and there's bleachers that are on the left side of the tee box. The Poland girls golf team was sitting there. A bunch of adults were sitting there. They have a speaker that announces you onto the tee box like it's the Masters.
Yep.
And they're making fun of us.
Yep. You
So
guys
there's a
didn't
lot
get
of
that
pressure.
bad, though. You guys didn't get it that bad.
we-
Richie, you got it a little bit.
He
They
don't
didn't
get
know what to
anything.
do with Quinn. They had no clue what to do with
Up
Quinn.
next, Quinn Pushkar.
Yep, Quinn Pushkar, and you were actually second.
Yeah.
So Eliana teed off, and then I thought I was going to be the guy.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be the first guy to tee
Yeah.
off, and then they were just going to hammer me because I knew it was coming. Because before we even got out there, Mike said, I got new material for you. And I thought to myself, I've got to drive this ball 300 straight down the fairway. So I never have that again. So nobody ever laughs at DJ. Well, guess what? He calls me the Eggman, says I grew up on a chicken farm. I'm the CEO, CIO, EIEIO, whatever he said. And then I did exactly what I told you guys about last year. And I hit it 30 yards, skipped it the whole way onto the cart path, which gave me another 20 yards. And then I was embarrassed as all get out.
At least he got your name right.
He did get my
I'm
name
Ricky
right.
now.
You are Ricky Juliano.
Ricky Juliano.
Down by the schoolyard. I don't know
Which
what
I
that
had
means.
no idea what he was referring to.
I think it's a song.
probably like 1980s song.
Yeah, I think it's earlier now. I think it's like 70s or 60s, if I'm not mistaken. We'll have to we'll play it.
Yeah.
We can't play it here because it's copyright infringement, and we don't do that. We don't do copyright. I'm looking at you, Bertolini. No, but I think that's from a song. But like he had nothing for Quinn,
Nothing.
and he pronounced your name perfect. Q.
I know, first time in my life.
I know. First time I met you, I said, "How do you pronounce your name?" And you told me, and that was it. And then it made sense. But there's a lot of push cars around here, so maybe he knew it from somebody else.
Hey, at least we got made fun of and we got a prize.
I got a belt.
You got a belt and I got a bag.
Sorry, Quinn.
I hit the ball straight on the tee. That was it.
Well, off the first one,
First one.
which is all you need.
That's it.
And that's what I told you guys. I said, all you need is that first one. I don't care what we do the rest of the way. And there I poopied right down my leg. Like it wasn't even close. It was bad. It was bad. We did not represent the brand the way we usually do. But we're not golfers. Like we're not even like
we stink.
they asked what our handicap was, and you said 90. We called you. You said 90, and I wrote down 125 because I don't know how far it goes up, but my handicap literally is golf, like golf and probably cricket. I'm done. But Rich, or should I say Ricky? We went to Firestone Farms.
Yes.
And we went to the range.
Went to the range here.
And I was like Tiger Woods.
Yeah, you were hitting them straight. The guy from Pittsburgh was chopping it up with you.
Yep.
Little kid from Pittsburgh. He was like talking about his driving game or something.
Oh, yeah. He'll drive me by 100 yards.
Yeah. He's like, my driver's pretty weak. And that we both hit drivers out there. And he's just like, ting.
Yeah.
That thing just sails right into the air at 330.
We were hammering trees. I told Brian we owe him a few trees from Monday. And he laughed, but I think he's going to go out and count now. So just a great time here. And if you have a chance to come out, there's still time to get out here to the AJGA. Now the previews are going on right now. They wrapped up the juniors, and I'm just excited. This is a great thing. And we're talking to Paul, how much money does this bring into our community? Well, over $1 million a year for just a week.
Yeah.
And I think that brings up another conversation about why youth sports is so important to this valley, is because we have things like the district tournament here in Boardman. Yeah. We have the NABF here in Youngstown or Struthers at Scene Park. And then we have things like this where the AJGA, and we're bringing in people from Taiwan, Canada, China, all over the globe to Youngstown, Ohio. And understandably so, people get frustrated when they got to wait a little extra for their meal during a week. But listen, again, it's a great, we are showcasing our valley when these things go on. Be excited for that, because not everybody and not everywhere has it.
No, and I remember when my brother played baseball and they had the Little League state tournament for the 12-year-old division at Field of Dreams in Boardman. And that brought so much money to the valley with all the teams that come from around the state. And it also helps showcase, the nice courses that we have here in the valley, and what, Paul was kind of talking about with the Mercy Health Foundation and why they decided to become a partner here and be the primary sponsor at this particular course, because of how beautiful and how nice it is. Not only do you have the golf course, but you have the park all around it, surrounding it. The parents can walk around. There's so many nice trails that they could visit while their kids go out and golf and, use their practice round. So that's definitely a beneficiary part of coming to this course if you're a parent, because we were playing with Eliana on Monday and her parents weren't with her. And, they were out, and her and her sister were with their dad, and, they were enjoying the area.
Exploring the valley, which all three of us kind of went eyes wide open whenever she said that they were just exploring Youngstown. We're like, wait, what part? You might want to call them. But the majority is beautiful. Let's not cut away from that. But literally, our area is beautiful, and just like anywhere, there's parts that you don't necessarily want to go down, and times you don't want to go down them. But at the same time, we have this beautiful facility, the gem of the valley, if there is one, right here in Mill Creek, and just so honored to be able to hang out and call it, one of our second homes here for YSN. So I guess from our standpoint, this is the dead point of the sports season right here, when you think about it. But we have been kicking ass, boys. We've got baseball, softball going on. We have golf going on. We got football that's been going on for the last couple weeks. We had one all-star game, and we're going to have another. We've got 2 baseball and softball all-star games this weekend. Is there one point that you can look at and say, like, for us, there is no dead zone, but is there one point you look at and you go, wow, this is unbelievable. Like, what used to be an empty summer, an empty 3 months for us, is now absolutely filled to the gills, to the point where we're begging people to come out, and Quinn's begging people to come out and do announcing.
Yeah.
From your standpoint, Rich, you got to be excited for that.
Of course. With the Scrappers and our partnership with them, and, the partnership with the Youngstown Class B Baseball League, and, with Quinn scheduling those games, he knows how many that we've done, but it's every night. They're playing every single night, Monday through Sunday. And we've been able to cover pretty much every single game. So props to you, Quinn, for, scheduling all those games. That's pretty tough because everybody's balancing vacation time here in the summer. And, a lot of people are still busy with other things. There's so many grad parties that people have to attend to now here in the summer season. So, it's very difficult to get all those games in, but we've done it.
And that's one of the things we want to talk about to close out the show tonight, 9 o'clock, fingers crossed, 9 o'clock. We will have the All-Star draft for you. We're going to do softball first and then baseball. We've already pulled them. The draft has already happened. We're going to unveil the way that it has gone down. And ladies and gentlemen, if I have to kind of unveil this a little bit to give you a little sneak peek behind the curtain, these teams are awesome. Like, unbelievable.
The pitching is going to be really good. When we put together this lineup earlier today, the pitching is going to be the best part of this All-Star game, in my opinion. You got so many Division I guys that are on the mound, and talking about a Landon Beitelshees, who's one of the best prospects in the state of Ohio. Yep. Joe Roth, who's going to Akron, and he still doesn't know if he's going to be a pitcher or a catcher yet. So he's a two-way player that can hopefully play all 9 positions for us throughout the game. And there's some other starting pitchers, and I don't want to spoil all of them. And I want it to be a surprise for later, but it's going to be fun. The pitching is going to be fun 1 through 9.
What we tried to do was do it as even as we possibly could, but we were doing randomization, right? So some of these kids, I mean, what's going to be interesting is some of Gary Niddle's kids, not to spoil anything, are not playing for Gary Niddle.
No.
So tune in to see who's pitching against old Skipper. Old Skipper. Skipper's going to have to figure out how to stop some of the people that he's been kind of pushing along for the last 4 years. So I'm excited about it. And I think the number one was, well, I can't say it. I was going to say that one of the guys, but I'm not going to say it. We're going to wait till 9 o'clock and we're going to unveil that. Rich, you're going to announce the boys game. You've got to be excited with the amount of talent under one banner and on one field that you're going to see 24-ish kids on each roster. You're going to be up against it for your preparation, but I'm sure you're up for it.
Oh, I'm ready to go. I mean, this is going to be a different challenge for me. Preparing for 24 guys. This is almost like a major league roster that you're prepping for, but it's going to be fun. And overall, you want to see a great game from both sides. And, it's going to be interesting too, because we're going to have a lot of the kids come up after they're done throwing and talk to us in the booth. So not only is it going to be a game that is fulfilled with a lot of high energy and, a lot of hits and a lot of strikeouts, it's also going to be a game where you get to know these players a little bit more. And, hopefully we're going to get to have Landon come up in the booth. I already talked to him about it at a grad party. So
there you go.
He's ready to go. He's ready to come up and talk for a little bit. And we're going to have a couple big names come up and talk. So it's going to be a pretty cool experience. And hopefully we're going to get that 9 innings in.
Yeah. And that's the biggest thing. It looks like it's going to be warm like it was today. So make sure if you're coming, dress appropriately. The concession stands will be open, and it's $5 to get in, but all the proceeds of the gate go right to Project MKC. And I can't speak highly enough about this program, this just blessing to our valley. As we talk about gems and blessings of being part of this area, Project MKC to me is one that's near and dear to my heart, that I am so happy and so passionate about to be able to promote. They're going to be on hand to tell their story a little bit. They're going to throw out the first pitch. They're going to do a lot of stuff throughout the game. And again, all the money we raise through the gates, through admission on Saturday and Sunday night, will go right back to Project MKC and will help people directly in our valley with diapers and Christmas and things that they're in need of. So please come out. If you're looking to do anything and watch some baseball and watch some softball, come out and support these kids. Some of them, it's the last time they're going to gear up. And, Richie, your brother's one of them. And I don't know if you've had that conversation with him yet. What's it going to be like for him from a mentality of, this is the last time I'm playing an organized baseball game?
Yeah, you're right. And I think he's in the same boat as a lot of these guys that are trotting out there, on both the baseball and the softball diamond on Saturday and Sunday. So I think it's going to be an emotional day for some of these guys once you get to that 8th, 9th inning, knowing that this will probably be my final at bat that I'll ever step foot in the box. So it's going to be a very emotional night, and it's going to be fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So let's get to our Joe Dickey Electric What's Your Spark, presented by our friends over at Joe Dickey Electric. Hit it! It's the Joe Dickey Electric What's Your Spark, presented by our friends in North Lima. Joe Dickey Electric. Anything commercial, residential, anything electrical, you need to go to their campus in North Lima or visit them on the web at Dickey Electric.
I did. That was good. Off the top of the dome there.
Don't say the old man can't keep up. Mine is going to be just an absolute positive is being able to get out of the office.
Yeah.
Like, we talk about it all the time. We're blessed because we get to go places and do things, but the reality is from 9 to 4, we're in the office the majority of the time. So getting out and being able to meet some new people and talk to people about golf and get some of the fresh air and completely ruin this shirt probably from all my sweat is a good thing. I'll take it. So that is my positive spark. Mr. Pushkar, what is your positive spark?
Yeah, I got two. One, yeah, like you said, being out here. I mean, it gets me on a golf course all day in the sun, some of that stuff. You know, it's beautiful to be out in Mill Creek Park.
Trying to tan?
A little bit.
You got a little sun on your face.
A little bit. It's hot.
You also got a burger
and chili cheese fries.
And it was incredible.
And it was incredible.
Absolutely incredible. I mean, that's not my problem. It tastes good to me. I don't care about the rest of you. That's not my problem.
And your other one?
The man Willis Carrier invented the modern air conditioning unit, and I'm thankful for that because I can't wait to be in front of it.
He was sitting in the pro shop in
Right
Mill
in front of
Creek
the
Park
AC.
right there, and right in front of the AC,
Blasting
just
right into
sit
my
there.
face. That's all I need.
There's no doubt that we will be packing up and running.
Yes.
Mr. Juliano.
I think my spark is meeting people like Paul that we had on the show earlier, and a member of the Youngstown Live crew, and what they want to do for this valley, and it's all about promoting the Youngstown area and what they bring to the table. And of course, Paul and his foundation have donated a lot of money to be able to put this together here at Mill Creek and to be able to support Brian Tolnar and his entire crew here at the Metro Park. So just meeting people like that, and it's all positive today, right? I mean, there hasn't been a negative thing that has happened outside of the thunder that was roaring and the sirens, but that's about it. So just meeting people like that and what they're willing to do for this community.
Gentlemen, great job as always. Quinn, thank you for all your hard work and dedication, setting things up and making sure that the ones and twos work. Richie, thanks for as always coming out and making this program shine, because I make it funny, but you make it shine, my friend. That is going to do it for us. Again, 9 o'clock tonight, fingers crossed ish. We will have the YSN All-Star Game selection show draft, if you want, whatever you want to call it. It will be tonight, and we will unveil the teams. And we'll have also, if you can't see it, we'll have them listed on ysnlive.com later tonight. That is going to do it for us for the Power Hour. Make sure there's 6 games on tonight. Make sure you can watch them once or you can watch them all. We'll see you next time on the YSN Power Hour. Bye-bye.